My grandmother is the child of willow branches hanging over jade water. Stone bridges and Suzhou gardens used to follow her footsteps, but the canals that once walked her home are gray and paved now. When I visit her hometown, I take photos of what is left. When she sees them, she asks only how humid it was. I see the water burning in her eyes, so I tell her it was like swimming in a warm green pool. And that seems to satisfy her as she scrolls through the photos on her computer screen, and the canals walk her home again. The next morning, an itchy mosquito bite wakes me up early enough, so we weave through fast cars and narrow alleyways to the fishy warehouse where farmers bring their harvest before the moon leaves. All the stall owners know her, and when they see me trailing behind, they know that I am the granddaughter who only comes in the summer, the one who holds heavy grocery bags for all the days I am away. As my grandmother peruses the aisles, a middle-aged man tries to sell her watermelons. For your granddaughter, he says. Watermelon. It is sweet and juicy and a little like sand. It is bad for my grandmother's high blood sugar. It is best in the summertime only. It is heavy in my arms for all the days I am away. We return from the market and eat fried eggs on toast for breakfast. The bread is sweet and the yolk oozes like a memory. This is the same meal I stomached before my grandfather's funeral. It was 7 years ago. My grandmother hid herself in the kitchen that morning, must have listened to the deep yellow yolk drowning in hot oil like a prayer. Perhaps the sizzling sounded like a question. What is meant to come after death parts two bodies? I imagine the flames answered with bits of brown and burning, that it was all too much like cremation. The flames have left the living room too big for her alone now. In the afternoon, she knits on the couch while I poke at cubes of watermelon with a toothpick. Pacific Ocean has dried my tongue into silence, but where the words cannot reach, there is always a cup of steeping tea, and the lilting of her voice, my American name becomes a Chinese lullaby upon her lips as she beckons me to breakfast, to lunch, to dinner, to the yogurt cups we sip from short straws every night before she sleeps. In Chinese, the words for yogurt mean sour milk, but this moment is nectar, sweet and overflowing, nothing beyond the ordinary, and everything precious within it. At 7 p.m., her voice sings my name again. She tells me to scoop as much rice as I want from the cooker. Nostalgia and urgency tremor in her chopsticks tonight. Between gnawing chicken bones clean and the weather forecast, she tells me of childhood, how her father was a college professor, how her mother was the daughter of old money, how war looks slower from close up until it's not, how no home of hers is still until she graduates high school and finally sees her father again by the willow branches and jade water. The day before I leave, she asks me to take a photo of her, a portrait against a nondescript background. 留个纪念, she says, to leave a keepsake, a memory for what or whom or when she does not say. I capture the peace in her eyes, and it looks like memorial to me. While I ponder departure, she must be contemplating return. Then the morning comes again, and I, the visitor, must leave. She insists on holding my small suitcase as the elevator drops 14 floors down. With each beep, it occurs to me that I am the signal of her end, but not the fulcrum. For that, there is a marble plaque with silk flowers and a golden engraving of a name that is not used to being alone for long. She is the closest thing I know to a birthplace and a funeral. To her, they are both home.